Okay, good day, everyone. So this time we will look into contemporary issues in tourism. This past months have been really tough on the tourism industry, and I just gathered some thoughts on what I think would be issues that we need to be discussing, and that what kind of narratives should we be designing at this time of recovery and rebuilding our tourism industry from, I think, basically from scratch. Okay, so here are some of the contemporary issues that I'd like to put forth in our discussions. First is recovery marketing. Okay, there has been a period of response to the crisis, and hopefully now we're moving forward to recovery. And some scholars would say that it's not just really recovery, but really rebuilding, because we actually hit rock bottom as far as tourism operations are concerned. So for recovery marketing, I just have three thoughts. First is there has to be a strong call to action, okay? A collaboration between all stakeholders on how we can move forth in building our industry back to its old glory. Okay? It's also a strong call to action for people to start traveling again, to know that when they travel, they contribute to perking up the economy, which has been really down in the past months. Second is, I think we need to develop the off-beaten path activities. Okay? We need to highlight this in our destinations. Gone are the days when people would be cramped inside a club, okay, or having a party with thousands of people. What will happen is people will not travel in groups but travel in smaller groups, or in individuals, or basically smaller units like families or a group of friends, and they will choose to travel in possibly emerging destinations that do not have um, very much of the commercial thing, just to for safety purposes. And we also need to prepare the community for the influx of tourists in these emerging destinations. We also look into incentivizing visitors to make sure that they come up with packages with worthwhile deals and loyalty rewards, especially for those who would travel fast initially, mainly because people are still scared to travel. So we have to be able to perk up their desire, okay, with irresistible packages and deals. And at the same time, rewarding them for their loyalty. That at the beginning, when no one dares to travel, you have this set of visitors raring to support your going back to operations. We also look into another issue of relationship marketing, okay, where relationship marketing is concentrated on repeat sales, on constant contacts, on high emphasis on customer service. They also have a very high commitment to meeting customer expectations and providing quality service, not just by service providers, but by the entire staff, okay, of the establishment. So when we look at relationship marketing in the new normal, we look at it more on a personalization of services. Okay? We need to provide personalized services. Now, the personal touch may be gone physically, but the personal touch will stay as far as providing quality service that is beyond touch. Okay, so anticipation of needs, providing quality service, service with a smile, even with a mask. Okay, so we need to practice smiling with our eyes, okay, than with our mouth. So we also look into building concrete and committed relationships that will ensure customer satisfaction and that customer expectations are met. So gone will be the days that we will keep on the traditional marketing where we look into a single sale with limited episodic contact. Now, because of the multiple touch points of social media, email, phone calls, video calls, we need to touch base with our customers more frequently. We also need to make sure that all their needs are met at the specific time they need it. So that's relationship marketing. It will go up one level or two levels up because of the pandemic. Now, more than ever, we have to innovate ways by which we can build relationships, okay, more than just the episodic transactional marketing that we are used to. We also see a growing trend of e-tourism. In many of my lectures, I always say, if you're not yet digital at this time, I'm sorry. Okay? If you're not yet out of business, you will be out of business soon. Everyone has to innovate and go take part of the e-commerce, okay? To be in the digital field, to be in the digital world. That's why of all businesses that are really raking it in, okay, Amazon more than ever has grown its volume. Shopee, Lazada, okay. You also have all your internet, your telecom companies really being very busy providing for their um, customers. So we look at e-tourism to be a growing field, and we need to invest our time in learning this as well. So three aspects of e-tourism, which we can focus on, is social media, e-commerce, and the growing strength of influencer marketing. So when we look at social media, you can actually pair it up with influencers, but you can also take them separately because as of now, the growth of influencers is really phenomenal. People are spending more time on the internet. Average usage of social media sites have grown. Okay. The app TikTok has really phenomenally grew to 800 million subscribers just in the span of 6, 7 months. So we need to be where the customers are, and that is in social media. And we also need to know who they're listening to. So find out who the top travel influencers are, and you'll see what kind of messaging do we need to share with our potential customers. And of course, now you have to sell e-commerce. Okay, you have to sell your products via online, and a lot of creativity, especially for travel products. Nowadays, we look into virtual tours to ensure that to whet their appetite, so that they can once the it's we're ready to travel, then people can move forth and really experience purchase. Okay, you will get your decision to purchase because you've been in their minds during the pandemic. Okay, this is not the time to be quiet, and this is not the time to stop information or to decrease your budget as far as marketing, tourism products and services are concerned. Rather, this is the time to intensify the use of digital means to touch base with your customers. We also look into another contemporary issue, which is quantity versus quality. Do we want a lot of tourists, okay, paying a certain minimum, or do we want value tourists who can give you the same yield with less impact on the volume and on the impact to your environment and your community? So while in the past there has been talks about growing so rapidly that there's over tourism in some popular destinations, nowadays we look into controlling the people who get into our destinations mainly because of health safety and security. But this could actually move forward, okay? And destinations looking for quality tourists with a niche market rather than having high volume but less tourism receipts. So when we talk of quality tourists, we look at tourists who will spend more in a destination, who will also stay longer, okay, in the destination, and are digital because there's less um, channel costs. When people are digital, there's more information, they're more informed, but at the same time, they are also able to influence others by their posts. So there's user generated content as well. So this is a narrative that we need to look into. Okay. I also challenge a lot of tourism professionals out there. Let us not go for quantity tourists, but rather this is the best time to go for the value laden tourist, the one who will spend more in the destination, the one who will stay longer in the destination. So between quality and quantity, I think you know where I stand. I'd go for quality any time of the day. And lastly, I'd like to leave you with a quote, okay, that is from my org. There is no education quite like the lessons of travel. Yes, travel might be suspended now, okay, but there is truly no education quite like the lessons of travel. And when travel is allowed again, okay, let us move and get the education beyond the four corners of our house, and maybe in the future beyond the four corners of our classroom, because there is more learning beyond just the classroom. So thank you very much. For questions and inquiries, please do send me a message. God bless.